Dewahesh, you are here, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. So we're going to proceed with um our a little bit of housekeeping and then the motion. Okay. Um, so good morning, Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Before I release the motion to you, I would just like to um, remind everyone that during quarantine, please make sure your managers are not with you. Your team managers, your teachers should not be with you, together with you in the same room, um, and they cannot actually assist you. Okay, so you should only be discussing among the 5 of you, the 3 active speakers together with the 2 reserve. Actually, we had some complaints, okay, because the other team managers will virtually be in the same breakout room and they can see your behavior. So some of you are showing suspicious behavior like asking or signaling for instruction from someone, okay. And there are even some screenshots that I got yesterday where the teacher actually enters and then goes out again. Okay, maybe for some technical help, but please avoid from doing so, because if we get a complaint and then it's proven that there's something fishy going on, it might actually affect your results. Okay, so it might turn out that you are at first announced as the winner, but then we might
the preliminary round of the Selangor State Level English Language Debate. The motion for today's debate is, this House believes that individuals should prioritize their own survival over the survival of the community during a zombie apocalypse. I am Ms. Zulaika, your speaker for today's debate. Judging the debate is the panel of adjudicators led by Chief Adjudicator Puan Nadihani binti Umar. The other members of this esteemed panel are Puan Siti Fariha binti Wisman and Cik Siti Zulaika binti Jamil, which is me. I will now introduce the debaters for today's debate. In the team government, we have Amir Aziz bin Alwi. The second speaker, we have Putera Muhammad Aizat bin Izhar, and followed by Aisha binti Cik Muhammad Azam. In the opposition team, we have Nurul Atika, followed by Ku Arish Idahan, and the third speaker is Iza Fatihah. Pardon me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I will now call upon Amir Aziz bin Alwi, the first debater of the government, to present his speech.
Yes. Here.
You good to go.
Start with 3, 2, 1. Auzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And thank you, Abi, to the honorable speaker, the Waslam of Educators, the accurate timekeepers, my friend other opposition sides, members of the government side, and not to forget members of the floor. As the Prime Minister for today, I would like to propose a motion that is, this House believes that individuals should prioritize their own survival over the survival of the community during a zombie apocalypse. Acting as the first speaker, I will do two important tasks. First, I will define the motion literally and conceptually, and I will give out our first argument in defense of our side. Moving on to my first obligation, which is to define the motion. Before I move on to describe literal and conceptual definition, I want to claim a burden proof to opposition team. I want to claim. You guys must show why we need to survive of humanity and what positive impact of ourselves. Okay, yes, I move on to my conceptual my literal definition. First, individual. One person considered separately from others or a group. Next, prioritize. Something that is most important or that you must do before anything else. Next, survival. To continue to live or exist in or after a difficult or dangerous situation. And next, community. People who live in a particular place or area. Next, conceptual. Logically speaking, as an individual, we should prioritize our safety in a desperate situation rather than prioritizing the safety to others, people such as a community. It doesn't mean that we abandoning other people. We prioritizing ourselves. And moving to my last obligation, that I will give my first argument under the keyword human nation. First, why we need to be selfish. In a survival, we should protect ourselves. We should protect ourselves first, then protect other people, because we don't know if we would survive in the situation, right? Next, defense mechanism. Defense mechanism is something every human pulls. For example, you being accused by your friend that you do a mistake. but actually you don't do it. So if you want to say you're not innocent, sorry. So if you want to say that you are not innocent, you should protect yourself. Nobody will defend you in this situation. Other than that, our parents also teach us about defense mechanism to protect yourself in desperate situations. So defense mechanism is important to yourself because if everyone is in a desperate situation, they will do the same things to protect themselves. This argument is aligned with our case line. This is we as the government believe that prioritizing and abandoning are not correlated. Therefore, individuals should prioritize their own survival over the survival of the community during a zombie apocalypse. With that, I beg to propose. Thank you.
Thank you, first speaker. And your time is 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Okay. Adjudicators, are you ready for the next speaker? Okay. I will now call upon Nurul Atika, the first debater of the opposition, to present her case.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
If so, then I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. A lion is at its strongest when it's in a pack, just like how humans are at their strongest when they're together. Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Atika Mikidis. I thank to the fellow judges, to the timekeeper, to the chair lady, my opponents, my dear teammates, and members of the hall. Today's motion is about the House believes that individuals should prioritize their own survival over the survival of their community during a zombie apocalypse. The opposition side completely disagree with this motion, and my team will state why. But first, I will start my rebuttal towards the first speaker of the government side. The first speaker's point was about humanization, and it is to protect ourselves, then protect themselves, than other people. But really, are you really gonna only protect yourself and let other people die? Is that really what the humanity is about? And when you said that that it's fine because other people will protect themselves too, are you really that bold to say the same thing? What if they wanted to protect you, but you left them and they are all alone? And then defense mechanism. How can you say that is part of the defense mechanism when really, when you're alone, your defense mechanism will be at its lowest? Unlike when you're out with other people, with the rest of the community, you can your defense mechanism is high. Now, I will start with my case layout. I, as the first speaker of the opposition side, will give my rebuttal towards the first speaker, and I will give my first key point, which is manpower. My second speaker will give his rebuttal towards the first and second speaker, and he will give 2 key points. And my third speaker will sum up and rebuttal the rest, will rebuttal the government side. Now, are there any POIs? No? And I will start.
POI, please.
Yes.
Miss, do you agree or not? If you prioritize your own surviving, can help the other people's, because if you protect your surviving, you can make your surviving more perfect, and you can help others for community.
I'm sorry, but can you repeat again?
Miss, do you agree or not? If you surviving on is perfect, you can help the community. But if you're surviving on your surviving is not perfect, you can help the communities.
That's why you need to be in a community. If you're surviving alone, what community are you in? You're alone. And I will answer that question in my next point, which is manpower. Manpower is needed in a zombie apocalypse. Why? Well, there's a lot of things. You need to defeat the zombies, you need to build shelter, you need to increase your chances of survival. Like, if you're alone and you get hurt, who's gonna protect you? You're alone. But if you're in a community, at least if you get hurt, there will be somebody there to protect you, to take care of you. But if you're in a community, if you need some rest, you can just rest and let the other person guard. But if you're alone, when are you gonna rest? You're just gonna be tired all day because you don't get enough rest, you don't get enough sleep. Also, the motion today is about individuals that prioritize. As the government side, you need to tell the judges why the individuals need to prioritize their own survival over the community. But as the opposition side, we need to tell why the individuals should prioritize the community survival instead of the individual of themselves. Also, when you're together, your defense will be better. Like if you want to fight against zombies, like who will be better? Just like 1,000 people, or like 10 people, or just one person? There's only one person. There will be less manpower, making you more weak, making you have more chances of dying to just a simple zombie. And if you're in a community, you have more manpower. You will have more strength. You can fight against the zombies. And if you can't even fight, then you can at least help the people that can fight. Now, I end the speech, and I assure you, the opposition side has never been prouder to oppose this motion today. I rest my case. I thought,
Thank you. And your time is 5 minutes and 41 seconds. Okay, ready? All right. Okay, I will now call upon the second debater, Muhammad Putra Aizat bin Izhar from the government to present his case.
Is that my voice clear?
Yes.
Okay, so in 3, 2, 1. In debates today, we don't want to see how friendly speaking are you, but we want to see how brilliant are you in debate today. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you. I bid to the Miss Speaker. And very good morning. I bid to everyone in this parliament today. Before I proceed with my responsibility in this parliament today, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Putra Muhammad Aizat bin Izhar, privileged honored to hold the responsibility as the second minister from the government to the team. Will ensure that my team will win today, parliament today, by making sure that today debate motion and title in this house believe that individuals should prioritize their own survival over the survival of community during zombie apocalypse to be 100% accepted. As a matter of fact, we believe that contrast, which is, accepted. Ladies and gentlemen, now I will reboot the concept that first speaker said, but that doesn't reboot our team concept. So we can see that our opposition team have accepted our concept and she believed that our concept. It means the first opposition is clearly successful
trust we are. So I tell you guys my concrete concept, which is because they don't rebut, so we give our concrete because they believe our concrete. So literally concept, logically speaking, as an individual, we should prioritize our safety in disparate situation rather than prioritizing the safety of other people such as the community. It doesn't mean that we abandon the people. We are prioritizing ourselves. So after I rebut the concept, so I go to protect our first argument. So the first
please.
Wait, sorry, no, thank you, that's so the first debater from speaker opposition say that my first argument, which is humans right. When humans right, when you in alone, you cannot survive because you don't have any people to help. But in this argument, we prove that you guys, if you have a defensive skill and skill to survive, you can survive and alone. Such as you go to school, your mother learned you guys how to go to school, how to protect yourself from other strangers and bad people. So okay, Miss, your PI.
If you prioritize yourself, what about your family and friends? Are you just gonna leave them alone? And what do you mean by prioritizing yourself? Does it mean abandoning? Thank you.
First, thank you, Miss Speaker, for us. So if you don't have surviving, if today we don't abandon other people community, but if you survival skill is not, if your own surviving is not enough, how could you save other people? It means if your body is not healthy, why you want to help people instead of family? Which is if you is not healthy, how about your family? Instead, it means if you is not healthy, how about other people? So you can, the zombie apocalypse, which can go if your survival skill is not enough. So which is the argument first. My first argument is safe because if your defense skill is power, so your own surviving is good. So community, we go to our rebut their first argument, which is a manpower. In this argument, they say if you have in community, you can have a lot of people to help you. But the first argument from our government say, if you have a defensive skill, which is your mother teach you, your family teach you, our society teach you, so the community is the extra. So if you own have the surviving, so you don't need communities to help you. And remember, if you own cannot help, how about you help other people? Which is if you own body health is not good enough, how you want to in the community to help people, other people? So that my first rebut for their argument. So I go to my second argument, which is community will take up more resources. Before I go through, please, PY. So you haven't, right? I go through my task is my second argument, which is community will take up more resource. In every disparate situation, human beings find to seek resource like food, shelter, medicine, and a lot more needed stuff to stay alive. But if the soul is not enough, even yourself, how can you save other people? That is why I say we should prioritize ourselves first. And lastly, when we finally get enough source and save, now we can save other people and ensure the safe of yourself and the community that you save. So that my second argument, we go to my third argument, which is community will take out more resources. And sorry, in this break, I'm sorry. Community will betray. Community will betray you because why? as human being, we all have main character, which is we need to protect yourself, which is in these cases of zombie apocalypse, we have self identity, which is we need to protect ourselves in the zombie apocalypse, which is you can betray other people to save your life, and that's make your trust issues in problem. And then how you want to trust other people if other in community can betray you? So it means trust issues problem, which is very dangerous. So individuals should properties should accept it, because in community can help to betray other people, and we can see that a lot of cases. So that no, thank you. So I reform our cases today. My first argument that comes from my prime minister, which is human nature, and second argument, which is community will take up more risks, and my third argument, which is human will betray. So because we want to see as a government, we believe that prioritizing, abandoning are not correlated. Therefore, individuals should be prioritized their own surviving over the survival of community during zombie apocalypse. I proceed my word to the next person. Thank you.
Thank you. Second speaker, and your time is 8 minutes and 10 seconds. All right. I will now call upon Ku Arish Idlan, the second debater of the opposition, to present the case.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I would start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. I bid to the honorable adjudicators, timekeeper, chair lady, my fellow opponents, and my teammates, and also members of the floor. Okay, today I, as the deputy speaker of the I, as the second speaker of the opposition, will do my rebuttal against the government team, and also be talking about my point. Now, I should really start with the government's interesting points, actually. First of all, the second, okay, I'll start with the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister keywords was human nation. Basically, we should prioritize safety, our own safety, before others, and we should use our defense mechanism to protect ourselves before others. Basically, by the time we are already safe, by the time we prioritize our safety, other people will already die. If you prioritize other safety, they could probably help you back, which means you could literally help other people. The people, if they're okay, they could literally help you back, and it could grow to more and more into a larger community. And the second speaker has some interesting points too, which is by living in a community, it would take more resources. Basically, more people in a community equals to taking up more resources. That's why we live in a community, so that we can search for more resources. You know, if you search for resources alone, you're going to need lots of energy and time, and you can't search in a massive area all alone. That's why you need to be in a community. Yes.
Do you agree or not? The survival skill that is defensive skill is help you.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Do you agree or not? This surviving skill that is defensive skill is help you in alone. Respond.
Yeah, but with defense skill, with defense skill that you stated, they would need lots of trial and error, and you can't make mistakes in this. So it's very unpredictable. If a zombie can come out of nowhere, how would you able to protect yourself? Okay, going back to the second speaker, basically that's why we so that us people be tired, and also he didn't mention how many people are gonna betray you in a community. I repeat, he didn't mention how much people betray you in a community. You're literally in a community. Other people can help you. So I can on to my first point. Which is resources. It's easier for us, it's easier for a community to find lots of resources when we work together instead of work alone. Basically, if you are in a city, in a suburb area, there are probably lots of resources that you could. I'm sorry, am I audible now?
Yes, you are. Carry on.
Okay, so basically, going back, okay, basically, by being in a community, resources would be literally be easier to find because there's lots of people now trying to search for this one specific thing that can make you live longer. So basically, what I'm saying in this point is that when you have lots of people, it will be easier to find resources in a massive area because you won't get tired more, and people can literally share with other people, so there's no need to literally fight or betray. Also, my last point, which is hope. Why am I talking about hope? Basically, hope is literally what drives you every single day. When you're going to sleep, there's hope that you'll see your parents again. There's hope that you can be happy again. Just like in this world, when you're with other people, there's hope that there could be other communities that can help you guys. There could be other people that can help to help to defend you. There could be survivors out there that can communicate with other people to help you guys. You could grow into a better and better community longer, and basically what I'm saying is that there's no use in surviving alone if you're gonna die alone too. There's no benefit in doing that. That's why with more people equals to more hope to survive another day. And that's actually how most of zombie apocalypse people will survive in a community because they are working together. All of them have one same goal. They want to live. They want to live and they want to be worry free. They don't want this whole nonsense again. So they work together until a rescue arrives. And that is how we as the opposition team, believes that this motion should fall. That's all. I rest my case.
Thank you so much. And your time is 7 minutes and 53 seconds. Okay. All right, now I will call upon Aisha binti Muhammad Azam, the third debater of the government, to present her case.
I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Humanity is being pushed to its limits. We are living in a dire situation. So is it really worth saving our people when you can't even be sure to save yourself? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning I bid to everyone in this beautiful house today. As a third minister, I will be rebutting all the arguments given by the opposition team as well as strengthen the arguments given by the government team. Okay. First, I will be rebut the first argument given. The first argument given is manpower, meaning that if we are in a community, we can fight zombies, build a shelter, and that you're basically too weak to defend yourself. As said by the first prime minister from the opposition side, she says that our self-defense mechanism is at lowest when we are alone, and that it is at highest when we are with people. Do you not understand? So a self-defense mechanism is a psychological action, meaning when we are in a desperate situation, our self-defense mechanism kicks in, meaning it is at its highest when we are alone. If we are with people, we depend on those people, meaning that it is at lowest when we're with people. And we learn these self-defense mechanisms, meaning we can survive on our own. Yes, it will take a lot of energy, but it is better than dying. The second argument given is that it's finding resources. Finding resources. It's easier to find resources when we're people, as the second prime minister has said. But if you already have the self-defense skills, as said by our first prime minister, you don't need other people.
Your eye, please.
Accepted. Yes.
What if the person doesn't have any survival instincts? They're like soft, for example. Are they just gonna die?
Okay, survival instincts is a psychological trait. I repeat, it is a psychological trait. It is an instinct from our brains. If we touch a hot surface, we will go and back away, right? Okay, sure, maybe not everyone has extreme survival instincts, but they at least have some form of common sense in survival. Yes, they may be inexperienced, but they still have those instincts. Okay, and also not accepted. Also, he said, the second minister also said about hope. Okay, if you are with a community, there is hope that there are other communities where you can merge the communities and basically live a happy ever after, right? Because people want to live. If you want to hope so bad, why don't you at least try? Try to survive on your own. Try. And also he said that people want to live, right? That's basically supporting our argument. He said that people want to live. People want to live, so they were willing to do anything, especially in a zombie apocalypse. Not accepted. So they're in a zombie apocalypse. They want to live. They're willing to do anything. Like I said, like we said, we have survival instincts. Now, I'm going to now strengthen the argument given by our side. The first argument that's been given is that the first prime minister has given is human nature. It's a psychological action for us to save ourselves whenever we're in danger. Like I said, an analogy, if we touch a hot surface, we will instinctively let go of that surface and back away, right? This is especially true when you're in a zombie outbreak or really anything dangerous. You'll run away. When you run away, you're already prioritizing your safety. Your brain makes you prioritize your safety. Our second argument is community will take in more resources. A community will consume more amounts of resources like food and water supplies. Okay, it also increase because of this when resources have gone
POI,
or gone,
please.
not accepted, please, are gone. This forces, this makes the community to go out and search for more supplies. This increases the risk of dying, the chances of getting infected by the zombie outbreak, and then death. Okay, our second argument is community betrayal. A community is obviously made up of humans, and like we said, humans have survival instincts to survive, especially in a dire situation. People are willing to do anything which may cost your life. You cannot be sure if the community you are living in
POI,
is
please.
trustworthy. Okay, accepted.
What do you mean by going out as a community would increase the risk of dying? Please give me an example.
An example, okay, you're in a zombie outbreak and then the supplies are running out. You need to go out, right? And outside there are zombies, right? Okay, sure, you may have some defensive, I don't know, supply or something, but you could get infected. Is there really not a chance you could get infected? And if you're living in a community, one person gets infected, it's much easier for that person to infect the entire community. Okay, like I said, community betrayal. Going back to my, to strengthen the point, the third argument, community betrayal. People are willing to do anything which may cost your life. Please. This is, humanity is being pushed to its limits. How can you be sure that the community you're living is trustworthy? They're humans. They have survival instincts. You can't really trust anyone in this situation. You don't know what they will do, really. Okay. Before I end, not accepted. Now, before I end my speech, I would like to highlight our case line, which is we as the government believe that prioritizing individual safety is a must, but that does not mean we are abandoning people. Let's just say, okay, we are sure that we are safe, so we can help other people. Just because we're prioritizing our safety does not mean we're leaving other people out to die. Okay, that is all. I raise my case and back to oppose. Thank you.
Thank you. And your time is 6 minutes and 50 seconds.
Okay.
All right. I will now call upon Iza Fatia, the third debater of the opposition, to present her case.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Right. I'll begin my debate in 3, 2, 1. Assalamualaikum to and a very good morning to all the esteemed judges, the accurate timekeeper, the fellow chairperson, my opponents, and the members of this hall. So I, as the third speaker, will be rebutting the points given by the government team and will be summarizing my team's points. The topic for our debate is that this house believes that individuals should prioritize their own survival over the survival of the community during a zombie apocalypse. I believe that the opposition team, believe that this statement is false. The first speaker of the government team stated that for the point human nation, we should protect ourselves before others because we don't know when we could survive or not. For the human nation point, I didn't really get what the government side meant. What did the word human nation have to do with human survival? They did not state whether individuals have to prioritize surviving by themselves over surviving as a community. Like, for an example, like,
POI, please.
yes,
Did you say human nation or human nature?
we heard from the first speaker, he said human nation.
We meant human nature, as in it's in human nature to have survival instincts. Thank you.
It doesn't have connection, in my opinion. In our opinion, even the word human nature, it wouldn't have we don't see the connection between how it has to do anything with human survival. His second point was defense mechanism. It's important to defend yourself because if everyone is in a difficult situation, everyone will know how to defend themselves. Okay, we are clear that everyone can defend themselves, but does it mean that living as a community, we can't defend ourselves? We could still defend ourselves, and in fact, we could defend ourselves better as a community due to the increase in number, and also the fact that there's teamwork and more strategic ways to think. Okay. From the second speaker of the government team, he stated that prioritizing your own survival is not abandoning. What do you mean it's not prioritizing yourself is not abandoning? It's literally being selfish. He also stated that the communities take out more resources. Isn't that a good thing? It would be bad for people who want to live alone, but in communities, people can take up and collect more food items and other things, and that would give an advantage to people with communities because they could collect more food. No, they could collect more food than people who survive alone. That's why people should actually think of living in a surviving in a community rather than being alone. What?
How make sure the community that you trust can help you? Response.
Please repeat that.
How make sure the community that you trust can help you? Response.
Because right here, everybody is concerned about surviving, about their sake of survival. Why would they have time to think of betraying? And like, even though they think about themselves or even try to even think of betraying, they're one against many. Many people are surviving by together without any problems. And then you're suddenly out there betraying. Why would you need to betray when surviving in a community is better? Okay. About the he stated that community will increase the rate of betrayal. Betrayal isn't even needed because everyone is thinking about survival. If living in the community is the best way of survival with all the resources and all, what's the point of betraying? The government side still stated that prioritizing themselves isn't abandoning. How is it not abandoning when you're just thinking about yourself? Well, there's many other people who are in need of help, who can't even think of it, who can't even protect themselves. For the third speaker of the government, they said that, she stated that the instinct to survive, defense, and mechanisms will be at highest peak when we're alone. Does that not, like, are they saying that being in a community doesn't spice up your survival instincts? And what about those who cannot? What about those who are who have disabilities or who don't have any experience or even any instincts of surviving? They could still die because they're alone. Even though they have instincts or whatsoever, they will still die. They're saying they're saying we're talking about willing to live is supporting their side. Are they saying that communities and surviving as a community is not supporting their side? Going out as a community won't risk the won't increase the risk of dying, even though it would even, of course, many brains are better than one. People can think of strategies to hide, run, or any plans that could possibly help in surviving. I will now be summarizing my teammates' points. My first speaker talked about resources. There's probably lots of resources scattered around your area. Searching an area takes a lot of energy and time. With more people, there would be less energy of time. Imagine finding
POI, please. POI, please.
No, thank you. Imagine finding resources at this one specific place, and there's not enough time for you to take it as an individual. As a community, you could have people to help pick up and collect and bring and find resources. It doesn't need to be just food. It could be items, it could be weapons, it could be things for building a defense fortress or whatsoever. His second point was hope. One of the reasons, hope is like one of the reasons to live, one of the motivations to live the next day. With more people, there would be more hope and will to live. If you survive in a community, you still have hope that there could be a possibility that people are surviving like you. Hope that you still be saved one day. Hope that the world could be saved, boosting their will to live. The third point my second speaker gave was manpower. Manpower increases the chance of survival. Why? Because chances of zombies more than two appearing is increasing more. With lots of small hordes, this is where manpower takes advantage, because there's so many zombies, we need a lot against a lot. And that's all for my case. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Exactly at a minute. All right. Okay, we have heard the contention of both the government and the opposition teams. This marks the end of the primary speeches. Both teams will be given 3 minutes to prepare for their reply speech. Your 3 minutes begins now. All right, now we will begin the reply speech. I call upon the opposition to present their reply.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Right, and I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Hello and good morning. It's me again, the first speaker of the opposition team. Now, I will start with my reply speech with the rebuttal towards the government side. The government side first point was very hard to hear. They said it was human nature, but how did all and literally all of us heard human nation? Well, anyways, even if it's human nature, it's to protect themselves, and then other people. Also, something that I really noticed is how all of them said, "Oh, when you every human has a defense mechanism, but they can protect themselves when they're alone. But how is they can't protect other community members? How, with the defense mechanism that they said is also powerful." And then the second speaker said that communities uses more resources. And yeah, it's true, but they also get more resources because, well, they're in a community. And the third speaker supported it by saying, oh, it's really dangerous to go out. You're just gonna get infected. Then how is it when they're alone? How is that different? When they're out of materials, when they're out of resources, when they're alone, they still gotta go out, and that's 10 times more dangerous. And then the second point was communities can betray more. I don't understand. Why would they betray in a community when the community is the safest option? Why would they betray to live alone when it decreases the chance of getting infected? Which is why I don't understand any of this. Now, I also something that I noticed is, let's be real here. Would you rather live alone or live in a community where you're safer, where there's potentially you could, I don't know, find other strategies, talk with other people. Like we're not talking just about them, we're talking about the whole community. Now, I will sum up my team case points. I gave my first point, which is manpower. You said that manpower, that when you're alone, you still have. Also, something I forgot to mention is you guys didn't state the disadvantages of community, you just supported yours. Meaning, like you said, you also supported ours. You supported that living in a community is better because you didn't give any disadvantages. Now I will sum up my first speech, which is manpower. Like I said, with more manpower, you have better chances of survival. I don't understand what's so confusing about that. As for the second speaker, he talked about resources, which is true. In a community, more resources is the best. But if you're alone, yeah, you have all the resources to yourself. But when you're drained, you gotta go out, and that's dangerous because now you're alone. And if you get hurt, yeah, you're dead. And then hope. You need hope to survive. That's the only reason people in a zombie apocalypse would keep going, because they have hope that someone will save them, that they will survive. And what better? What happens if you completely run out of hope? When you're in a community, other people can encourage you, can say, "Oh, don't give up. There's still hope." But if you're alone, well, and you don't believe in hope, and you don't believe anyone will save you or you'll be safe, like you will be completely depleted. You will feel like there's no reason to live because, well, you lost hope and no one's there to encourage you. Now, this is why the opposition team feels like this motion should fall. I rest my case.
Thank you. And your minute is 3 minutes and 53 seconds. All right, I will now call upon the government to present their reply.
Is my voice clear?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so in 3, 2, one. Thank you again. I be to the Miss Speaker. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning, everyone in Parliament today. So, in this reply speech, I will do two tasks. First, I will rebut the argument from opposition, and I summarize the argument come from the government side. So, as I mentioned by the representative, their first argument of this motion is this how believe that individuals should prioritize their own surviving over the survival of the community during zombie apocalypse. So without further ado, let me briefly rebut for the first argument. The first argument is manpower. In these cases, they say if you in the community, you can do the job together and make it easy to live. But remember, if you don't have a defensive skill, how you want to help the community? It means the community doesn't go if you self doesn't have the defensive skill to help them. Which is in the first argument we say defensive skill is very important, which is if you alone or you in a team. But we focus to alone. So next, the argument. The net briefly report for the second argument, which is the find resource together. When you find resource together, you might be the danger. So how you are sure living in a community is the most safest option, because human can betray other because want to save their. In this we are say this defense skill is more important to save your life, because in community they can save their life also, because they want to live life also. So defensive skill is most important in your life and to help you to surviving, especially zombie apocalypse. And then lastly, the third argument, which is the hope. And this hope, be realistic, the opposition. You cannot be sure if everyone can live happy ever after, being helpfully, if it's good, but you have to be realistic. If you hope, but you doesn't go anything worse to do, which is you can survive. I think the opposition team today doesn't understand this emotion for today. So the judges doesn't please trust government, because I will summarize the first my argument for government. Firstly, the human nature. They say it's not connection, but I prove that to you guys. Human nature is connection to our mission today, because human nature is connected with the prioritizing your own survival, because it's a psychologist mechanism. It's bound for you to save yourself first whenever you in danger, and secondly, the community will take in more resources because they want to live, and because resources have the limit, food have the limit for before expired. So the community will take advantage of you. So we need to resource. And then thirdly, the government argument, which is community and betrayal, because in community they have their own instinct to survive, so they will betray you guys because they want to survive. And then their own survival skill is more important because you want to survive also. If you want to die, no, you want to survive. So betrayal is more danger in community. And today, as a matter of fact, we believe that the prioritizing and bonding are not correlated. Therefore, individuals should prioritize their own surviving over the survival of the community during zombie apocalypse. So I done my case today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Your minute is 4 minutes and 1 second. All right, we will now wait while the adjudicators finalize their scores.
education.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Congrats. You managed to pass the prelim 3. Okay. So basically, overall, it's a good debate. We could see that you are fighting for each other's lah, basically. All right. So for the comments, basically, we could see that, you know, the winning team is slightly better because they managed to build the case better compared to the opponent. Okay. All right. And then for government, PM, right? Okay. You did not manage to actually, you know, give us like, you know, clear elaboration. All right. And then basically we misunderstood first the word human nature, okay, to human nation, because I think everybody listens the word as nation. So it's kind of confusing at first. But then, okay, later on when explained by other debaters. But then because for your content, you are lacking the most. Because you speak like, you know, only for 4 minutes and 33 seconds. So that is not a good strategy. Okay. And then when you cannot actually, you know, how to say, explain well, okay, on your argument, and then talking about, you know, you give definition, and then, but then it is not clearly stated in a sense that why is it important, okay? What is the moral? Okay, is it moral to actually focus more on individuals or what? Okay, so that is lacking there for the content, okay, of the debate. The rest, basically, no comment lah for me. All right. So we would like to announce, okay, the winning team is basically the opposition. Okay, right. So congrats. Okay, but then don't worry, you have another round. Okay, after this. So all the best for your next round. For the both teams.
What about the best speaker?
Yeah, hold on. Okay, the best speaker or the best debater, we actually agreed that it will be the third government. Okay, the third government, okay, got the best debater, okay, for this round. Okay, so that's all from us. Okay, we enjoyed the debate. Okay, so good luck for your next round. And then you can leave the room.
Wait. I have
What?
Okay. Reminder. Okay, please log out, but remember to log in again